The room was warm now. Not loud, not busy, just warm. I watched their tiny bodies settle into the towels, breaths still shallow, but no longer frantic. The shaking slowed, not all at once, but enough to notice. That's when Pultu lay down nearby. Not close enough to crowd, close enough to share heat. Jojo climbed onto the edge of the blanket and sat perfectly still, like he understood that movement mattered. Oreo took his place near the doorway, watching the house instead of the world outside. Chocolate relaxed for the first time, her shoulders dropping. Vanilla and Waffle crept closer, curiosity softened by quiet. Ma stayed seated, eyes half closed, a sign that trust had arrived. I adjusted the towel gently. No lifting, no checking too much, just letting warmth do its work. One of the tiny bodies shifted, a stretch, a breath deeper than before. Then something happened that stopped me cold. A sound, not a cry, a sigh, the kind that only comes when the body realizes it's safe enough to let go. I didn't touch them then. I didn't need to, because warmth isn't something you force. It's something you offer and wait to see if it's accepted. That night, nothing dramatic happened. No feeding yet. No big movements, just warmth spreading, breathing deepening, fear loosening its grip. And I realized, rescue isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet moment when a tiny body finally relaxes because it knows it's not alone anymore. Night came slowly. Too slowly. The house was quiet but not peaceful. The tiny bodies lay wrapped together, breath shallow, uneven. I stayed close, a human metronome counting rises and falls without meaning to. Pultu didn't sleep. He lay near the blanket, eyes open, breathing calm, like he was holding the night steady. Jojo never left my side. Not once. Oreo sat near the doorway, alert to every sound. Chocolate rested behind me, her presence grounding. Vanilla and Waffle curled together, unusually still. Ma stayed seated, watching without blinking. Everyone felt it. This night mattered. I checked warmth again. Adjusted towels. Listened. One tiny body twitched, then another. A soft sound escaped. Not a cry, not a call. A struggle. I reached out slowly, rested my hand near them. Not to touch, just to promise. I'm here. You're not alone anymore. Time stretched. Minutes felt like hours. One breath grew steadier, another didn't. I didn't panic. I didn't cry. I stayed. Because once a heart trusts you enough to keep breathing, you don't walk away. Pultu shifted closer, sharing warmth. Jojo pressed against my leg harder than before. The night didn't give answers, but it gave something else, a chance. And sometimes that's all rescue asks for. Saving them was the easy part. Staying through the night was the hardest. Morning didn't arrive with sunlight. It arrived with breath, a slow rise of a tiny chest, then another. I hadn't slept. Not really. The house was still, like it was holding its breath too. Pultu finally lowered his head, eyes still open but softer now. Jojo stretched slightly, then pressed back against my leg, checking before relaxing. Oreo shifted at the doorway. Chocolate lifted her head. Vanilla and Waffle uncurled just a little. Ma blinked once. Everyone felt it. The night had loosened its grip. I leaned in closer, careful not to wake them. The tiny bodies were warmer now. Not strong, but warmer. One moved. A paw stretched. I froze. Not because I was scared, but because hope is fragile when it first shows itself. Then it happened. A tiny mouth opened. Not crying, yawning. I let out a breath I didn't realize I'd been holding all night. Morning light crept across the room, touching the edge of the blanket. Nothing dramatic, nothing loud. Just proof they were still here. Pultu stood and stretched, then lay back down again, choosing to stay close. Jojo sat up, calm, like he already knew. The others returned to their quiet places. No celebration, no relief loud enough to scare them. Just gratitude, because rescue doesn't always end with cheers. Sometimes it ends with a sunrise, and the quiet understanding that staying through the dark was worth it.